go ahead.
What happened?
I got cramp.
She did a little exercise today, this afternoon, and now if you even touch her legs, she's got cramp and all kinds of other OA stuff. You used them today.
Yeah, so we have another advice video. Says here, there isn't that. I am Richard. I really want to buy a land and build a house in a mountain like yours, like in your areas, away from traffic, malls, and restaurant. Living simply here, the birds, chickens, and dog noise. The problem is my Filipina partner don't agree with my plan. She said she's going crazy, my idea. She can't live in the remote area. She loves going out in the mall even we don't buy. She loves to be in the crowded beaches. How could I live my dream? How could I live my dream? My partner is opposite on my ideal retirement life. Take care, Richard.
Is this one of those times where you say, oops, there's been a terrible mistake?
Darling, if it's partner, is it also considered as your husband and wife? If you use the word partner in the message?
Well,
right?
Well, you have such a thing as a common law.
Common law wife.
Yeah. So, if you've been living together, there's certainly in California, say, if you've been living, let me finish. If you've been living with someone for a period of time, maybe it's 2 years, not only are they regarded as being your common law wife, they're also entitled to half of your possessions.
Why is it there are some people who've been living for 4 years, living together, or 5 years, and then they break up? If it's common law wife is applicable, right?
Well, it's a case of who would enforce the thing. I mean, there are many things which are against the law, but the law is not enforced in that particular case, so nothing happens.
Yeah, I think on your problem, sir, that's why to those foreigner or Filipina that wanted to get married or to find someone, to be their soulmate, before you ended up into the papers, which is a marriage contract, right?
Mm-hmm.
You need to make sure if you are suitable. In other words, you are being fit to each other.
Yeah.
Although there are some relationship that it's just been a week, a month, which there's and I we've been knowing each other for 3 weeks, right? It's not yet a month, and then we decided to make it work, right? So there are some relationship that it work. There are also some relationship that later on you will find out that it didn't compatible, So on your case, sir, you have different ideas. You have different ideas on lifestyle and living, because possible the girl has been in the city, living in the city and going here, and coming in the remote area and just hear the birds, the noise of the chicken, the dogs. It makes crazy, because before I've been, at the age of 14, I live here. I left here at the age of 14, which is I'm very young at the time, and I've been in Cebu living with my brother, and then later on I live on my own, so I've been there for 10 years in Cebu, right? 10 years something, yeah. So I've been there. So when I come, when every time I visit Nana and my tatay here, I came home. I can only stay for 1 day or 2 days. Longer than that, I cannot do it. It's because there's no electricity here before. There is no electricity.
And there was no television.
There's no television. Of course, there's no television. only Nanay got only radio, which is more on drama, Visayan drama. And at the same time, that phone needs to be charged. There's no way to charge your phone here. You need to be in my brother's house.
It's a very, very quiet.
Yeah, it's very quiet.
Existence.
I can. It's like I'm getting the silent. one day and 2 days are fine with me, but then I need to go back. I cannot extend more because it was silent. So I think you understand your wife on that. Try to understand your partner about that regarding on that. But if your partner really loves you, really want to compromise, then he needs to adjust. She needs to adjust. She needs to adjust, and at the same time, later on, he will accept that it's not about the mall, it's not about the traffic, it's not about the restaurant, it's not about the beaches, but the important is the two of you will be together. You got me?
Yeah, I wonder if she has ever lived a life on the beach. A life on the beach can get pretty boring, It's not. I mean, what is there? There's sand and sea.
Darling, if he's been repairing like for example in Boracay, it's referring to a crowded where there's an open until 11 in the midnight, 11 in the night, right?
Where there's lots going on.
Yeah, for example in Panglao, it's like a lot going on, some disco, some music, some band music, something like that.
Yeah. See, it does depend on the kind of lifestyle which you stated that you were interested in having. When I was a professional musician in the UK, my partner then, and this is how it works. Look, every night I got dressed up, went on stage, worked with a big band, and we played. We played to people with so much going on. People drinking, people having fun, people dancing, lots of music and all of that, and then I would go home. Now in the daytime, or when I had a day off, the last thing in the world that I wanted to do was to get dressed up, go out, be in a place where people were drinking, having fun, dancing. That's what I did all the week. Why would I want to do that? And that proved to be a big decider in the wrecking of that particular relationship. It just didn't work. She was in a position where she was working all day, and she was doing not secretarial, but office type, administrative types of work. No dancing, no music, no fun. And then when she had a night off, which would coincide with mine, she wanted to do for her enjoyment exactly what I did for my work. So the conflict of intentions and plans and interests wouldn't allow the relationship in the end to work.
Yeah.
The only thing that I would see as a solution for you would be to introduce periods of time when you would live that way, so that you would have time to do what you want to do. I don't want to watch television programs, but then I have things that I want to do. So the idea of sitting in front of a television, holding hands, drinking coffee or Coke and watching movie after movie doesn't appeal to me, but I can allow Beth to do that if that's what she wants, because I have a lot of things that I want to do that don't include her agreement or participation.
Yeah.
Now we can be sitting opposite. I can be over in my love seat over there reading, looking at YouTube, watching videos which interest me, and Beth can be watching the television or be watching her Korean movies, which are in Tagalog, have been transposed into Tagalog. So we don't live on top of each other.
No.
Your problem is a little bit more difficult because we're talking about locations, the country, the city. That's going to take some working out on both, with compromise on both of your part.
I think I think you need to specify also, about your purpose of going to the city. because for example you want to do some you want to do some other things, and it's, in other words, it's not totally compatible, which your wife don't want to do it, you know.
Well, she wants to go shopping.
Yeah, so
which, you know,
maybe you're gonna say to your wife, look, we're gonna, if you want shopping, we're gonna go to the mall twice a month, you know, twice a month. Later on you can adjust it, you know. It's just the hard thing is just the beginning. Later on, especially when you have the house built up, when you have everything set up, you know, and it's like a home, then I'm sure there's a changes and adapting on the environment, you know. So you just need to explain that, look, I'm not getting younger. I want this. This is my dream of coming to the Philippines. Aside from having you, is to fulfill my dream to have a quiet and nice environment, peaceful and fresh environment. So I hope you understand that, you know. I hope you understand that and give that to me as a favor. And if you love me, you go with me. If you don't love me, then go away. Joke. Joke. No, then
yeah.
try to explain about your side. You know, try to explain that, look, I don't want in the city. I've been in another country, and it's really polluted. It's really polluted, and it's really full of traffic, and just the day is very fast. It's very busy. I don't want that kind of life. You know, I want a life that I can just reminisce thing, you know, and just sitting down and enjoy the clouds, enjoy the environment, enjoy the trees looking, you know. So hope you understand it.
I understand what you said, okay, but all of those things that you're telling him to describe to her are things which drive her crazy. So, you know, the idea that he's trying to persuade her to go along with him because we're going to watch the clouds and we're going to see the grass grow.
But you know what?
And all of that stuff. You need to show that he needs to show, surely, that he is willing to take some of the madness of the city if she will take some of the peace of the country.
Okay, so in other words, half and half. That's why we can go to the city, right, twice a month. Right. We can go to the beach, you know, like an out, you know.
Yes, I'm sure that he is not averse.
Compromise.
He's not averse to going to the beach. He just doesn't want to live there. He's not averse to being in the city, but he doesn't want to be there. For instance, with Beth, she likes to have a lot going on. So we have our private quality time where it's just us together. We live in our house, and we don't share our little red house with anybody. Right? We don't share that with anybody, and it's a private place. So we have our time together. Even if we're not actually sitting on top of each other like this, we're still together. So there is that element of, we have learned to allow the other person, each one of us have allowed the other to be separate from, and that's very important. But I don't expect her to like everything that I like. She is bored to death. Just show her the book and she'll already be snoring. That's true, isn't it, darling?
You know, so as I said, sir, your life is complicated. You know, it's not totally complicated, but you need to choose. And at the same time, if that person really loves you, then he will do what you said, right? And try to meet on the halfway, on the decision making, right?
Yeah, you have to. Maybe if you were to ask her, what part would you definitely want about living in the city? Would you want to have an apartment there? Would it have to be the biggest thing, or could we have an apartment here and a house there? At one time, Beth and I thought, mistakenly the way that it happened, but we lived up here in the hills, in the mountains, and we were having trouble with the internet signal. So we went into Talabon and we found a small studio apartment which had everything that we would need, and we thought, why don't we just rent this instead of travelling in and out, and we could see the tower from the front door of this little apartment. We could actually see. So we thought, yeah, signal is going to be marvelous. Well, it turned out after we put the down payment on and paid a month in advance that it wasn't that way at all.
It didn't work.
There was virtually no signal. We never spent a single night in that apartment, did we?
No, we didn't.
Not one single night. We paid the rent, and I think after a month or 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks,
we decided to give up that apartment.
Yeah, and we went to see the landlady, and she was very, very nice to us. She said, well, actually, I did wonder why you weren't staying there. So she didn't even take anything from the deposit, and we just paid for that month that we were there, and we all parted friends. If you can get over to your wife that there's something that you would like to do, would she be willing to spend a little time here and a little time there? And maybe you could find something that would interest her. We have extended family. For me it's extended family, but for Beth, of course, it is her family. So she enjoys spending time with her mother, and they are very close and have enjoyed a great deal of time in the 6 or 7 years that we've been here. You need to find something which your wife will enjoy while she's there, doing while she's there. I don't know, maybe she needs to take up the saxophone, but that would drive you crazy, I promise you.
Yeah, so again, sir, good luck and best wishes of all your decisions that you're gonna do, and stay safe and God bless. Bye bye.
Well, wait a minute. We haven't really tried even to offer him a solution, have we?
The solution is you tell your partner, look, this is what I want. Choose.
Do it.
Choose.
Oh, that's one of Beth's hardcore solutions. You need to talk.
Yeah.
You need to talk with a willingness to find what will make her happy.
Agreed.
And then if she can realize that you want her to be happy and that you're willing to compromise, then there may be a situation, should be a situation, where you will be able to enjoy time at peace, and she can have the madness of going to the mall.
Yeah.
Right? As I was about to say, we often change the dynamic between us by taking kids with us. So we have we have one teenager, Talik Lake, and we have BB who likes to come with us, and we have other kids who spend a lot of time here staying at Nanai's house. As I said, we don't have anybody sharing our house, but that we have people that come, and we have a guest house and we have Nanai's house. Nanai enjoys to have people staying with her, so we kind of work in where when we go, we don't need to be we're 7 years married, so we don't need to be on top of each other all the time. We don't need to be holding hands. We don't need to be kissing all the time. We don't need to be doing the lovers thing all the time. So we don't mind the company of others with us. So we take kids and they make things fun. That's a solution that we've come up with, and who knows what the solution is for you.
Yes.
You have to find out, and only you and your wife can really decide on this. But communication.
Yeah, communication is very important
Right.
for a success of the marriage,
Yes.
Of a relationship.
And don't rule out the saxophone.
Yeah, so again, sir, stay safe and God bless. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye.